Last week in my cleaning marketing discussion group on Facebook, I asked a very important question. In fact, this is one of the most important questions that you can ask in your cleaning business. In just one sentence, describe what your cleaning business does that is unique from your competition. The answer to this is known as your unique selling point, also known as your unique selling proposition. Hear me out. If you want to charge anything more than your competition, if you want to be sought after by your clients, you need to have a good, unique selling proposition. So some of the answers that I got were okay. Some of them were pretty good. Some of them were bad. I won't single out anyone. I won't say whose was good or bad, but I will give you a list of a few good ones in just a second. But it was just interesting to note that many of the people that answered really either didn't have much of a clue how to say anything unique. So I really wanted to do a video and show you guys what this is all about. So what is a unique selling proposition? It's a statement that says how you're different in a way that benefits your clients. I'm going to show you some examples in just a minute. Now, it's important to understand, in fact, one of the people that are part of the cleaning marketing group asked this, and it was very good to put this out in the open. Is it something that your competition doesn't do or doesn't say? That's not necessarily the case. Your competition could do the same thing, but if you do it better, if you say it better, if you make it more well known than your competition is making it known in their marketing, then you win. So it does have to be something your competition isn't known very well for doing. If they are already known for it, you'll simply be known as a Me Too company saying we do the same thing, which isn't bad if the other company that you're mimicking is the biggest company, the absolute unprecedented leader in the area. However, keep in mind you're still number two and you're never going to be number one if you're going that route. And in some cases, you're even helping number one. That's kind of another whole subject. But in a nutshell, if it's something that your company is doing and the other competition is not marketing it very well, you can still market it. And I'm going to show you some cases of how that happens in just a minute. Also, keep in mind that it does have to be backed up by the rest of your marketing and your company procedures. You can't just make a statement. One of the worst statements ever is forget the rest, call the best. Right? It means nothing for one. Obviously you think you're the best, but two, it's just not really believable. And most companies, when they say that, they don't make it believable in the marketing. So it has to be believable. It has to be backed up in your other marketing. Don't just make a crazy grand statement and never back it up. So let's look at a few unique selling propositions. Okay, so we talked about not just mentioning that you're the best. None of these say anything like that. It means nothing. So here are a few good examples of unique selling propositions. One that we used to use in my own cleaning company was the best guarantees in your city. I wasn't in Atlanta, but in your city. What does this state? This states that not just you're the best, but you have better guarantees than any other company. Now, if you're going to say this, you got to back it up. And we had 4 very strong guarantees that no one else in town thought about doing. Most of our competitors were scared to put out these type of guarantees. And it was very beneficial to us when we did big advertisements on the radio and on the newspaper. Another one that we would use quite often, especially with neighborhood marketing in EDDM and even neighborhood Facebook ads and neighborhood Google display ads. We are the neighborhood cleaning company, and we would put this message out there. We would give special offers only to our neighbors in certain zip codes, in certain neighborhoods that we would advertise to. Very powerful statement, and we were indeed known as the neighborhood cleaning company. Another one that we would use some is we're the trusted cleaning company with a spotless reputation. This is one of the biggest things on people's mind when they call a home service company. Do you have a good reputation? Are you gonna do what you said you're gonna do? So we're the trusted cleaning company. Now, keep in mind when you say something like this, when you say any of these statements, your other advertisement has to back this information up. So if I'm going to say this, I'm going to need to back it up with things like we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We have, dozens, if not hundreds, of 5-star Google reviews and Facebook reviews. That we have recommendations and referrals from noted realtors in the area, high profile realtors and carpet retailers. These are the things that we would say to back this up, to make it provable, to make it believable. Don't just make the statement. When we're the neighborhood cleaning company, we proved it because we were always in the neighborhood. We were always marketing to that neighborhood. We were always cleaning in that neighborhood. We were always showing testimonials for people in the neighborhood. We showed those guarantees. Okay, now here's another one. When we're talking about unique selling propositions that other people are doing, ChemDry is a big one, right? Big one that comes to mind. The 1 to 2 hour drying time. Well, they're the ones that really made that popular. I don't know if anybody else was doing it before that. I imagine somebody did, but they made it popular. And they said that we dry the carpet fast. Well, if you make that same proposition, chances are you're coming in as a Me Too. Now, the thing is, there's ways that, again, being number 2 might be okay, or even being the number 1 company who is the non-franchise that's the drying faster could be beneficial depending on how you do your marketing. But nonetheless, it was a good, and it still is a lot of the times, a good, unique selling proposition. Carpet dries fast is something unique and something that people want. And here's another one that another franchise does. Zero Res, low residue carpet cleaning. They're not the only ones. I know carpet cleaners that clean with just water, right? With little to no chemicals. So Zero Res came in and made that popular, and they've got that as their unique selling proposition. If you did that, and if there was another Zero Res in your area, you'll kind of be known as a Me Too company, unfortunately. So you kind of have to think of another proposition if you want to be truly unique. Now, here's the thing about this too, like I've already mentioned, I would use more than one of these propositions. I would definitely adopt a few of these into my marketing and into my marketing plan and into my marketing system. So don't think that if another company is doing it, you can't do it, because you sure can, but don't stand and die on that one unique selling proposition, especially if one of your competitors are doing it quite a bit. So here's another one. Fastest response time of any cleaning or restoration company, especially for restoration companies. This one can be great. We'll respond right away. There's an air conditioning company, I think it's called 1 Hour Air Conditioning. I'm not real sure, but something like that. That's a new franchise that's around that does that. Some restoration companies do this as well. If you can sincerely back this up and do this, this is a great unique selling proposition. Another one, service is on time or it's free. Well, that's powerful. And if you notice too, some of these statements could in and of themselves be a slogan. That doesn't have to be. Your unique selling proposition isn't necessarily a slogan, although it could be, although it might be a good idea to morph that into a slogan. But it's basically a quick one-sentence statement. In fact, if you notice, all of these are short sentences. I'm not going to make a unique selling proposition necessarily, although I could. That's a really, really long sentence. But it definitely should be one sentence. It should be one believable idea sentence that you back up in all of your other marketing. Pet odor removal experts. If you're really good at doing pet odor, great. In that case, maybe you might want to back that up by having brochures about pet stain removal. Maybe when you go in the home, give a pet treat to your client before, if they have a pet, before you do a estimate or a job. Maybe a picture of a dog on the side of your van. All of the talk that you do needs to be centered around pet stain removal, or at least a portion of it for some of the ads that you're doing. Another good one, and we used to adopt this one as well too, we're the certified trained cleaning experts. I was one of the only master IICRC cleaning companies in town. If you're one of the only master restoration companies in town, this is a beneficial thing. This is something to push. This is something to talk about. The commercial cleaning experts, maybe you only do commercial, or maybe you predominantly do commercial and you're really good at it and you service commercial well. Well, this is something to promote. For somebody in commercial, they would want to hire you over a non-commercial expert. All natural, environmentally friendly cleaners. If you use all natural products, this is something that's attractive to some people. Talk about this. Have your advertising reflect this. Stain removal experts that can remove any stain, guaranteed. This is tying that position again into a guarantee, but letting them know we're really good at stain removal. If you're exceptionally good, this might be something to talk about. We're really good at stain removal. And then the other one, of course, with the COVID stuff, all this new wonderful stuff we have to deal with, the disinfectant specialist. You might even get brave enough to advertise that you're a virus cleaning specialist. I don't know. Again, that's all up to you. But saying something, especially if you truly, now don't make any of these statements, but especially a statement like disinfecting and COVID or virus cleaning, anything like that. You really, really need to know your stuff if you're doing something like that. And not just know it, your marketing has to back it up. It all works together. If you make any of these statements and they're not believable, your client is going to be totally turned off and they're not going to want to use your service. So think about long and hard. Get several different unique selling proposition ideas. I hope this gave you some ideas, and put that into your marketing right away. You'll get higher job tickets, you'll get better clients, and you'll get more loyal clients. I guarantee you.